These are all the books that I want to read before the end of the year. It is currently December 10th. Can I do it? I think so. Okay, so I love to read. I have read pretty consistently my entire life. For the past few years, I've been more into fan fiction than actual books. So my to-read list has gotten a little out of hand. What can you do? So first we have Full Circle by Andrea Barber. Guilty pleasure of mine is children, actors, autobiographies, and biographies. I've read quite a few of them, and I really enjoy reading them. So this book is interesting because I've actually read a fair amount of it. So I purchased this book January 26th, 2020, and I was reading it at work in March 2020 when COVID hit and they sent us all home and they said don't come back to the office for 2 weeks. And I figured I'll leave this book here because I'll read it when I get back in 2 weeks. It is now December 2021 and I have yet to go back to the office. We will eventually, but not yet. So I didn't get this. So my book was sitting there, couldn't get into the office. I think I got in the office like April of 2021. And I've been waiting to read this book since. I am on page 140. There are only, let's see, 230 pages. So I'm almost done, about 90 pages to go. So far I'm enjoying it because, like I said, I have a guilty pleasure, and it's children actors autobiographies. And this is Andrea Barber, who was on Full House, who's a child actor. And it's pretty interesting. I don't remember too much of it because I was reading it in March of 2020, and that is a long time ago. But I'm excited to continue reading it, and I've decided that this will be the first book that I read. And it shouldn't take me too long because I've only got 90 pages in. That's book number 1. The second book on my list is Kamino Wins by John Grisham. Now, John Grisham is my favorite author. I have read all of his books except for his 3 newest ones, including this one. This is a sequel to Kamino Island, which I want to say I actually read at the beginning of quarantine in March 2020, but don't quote me on that. It could have been a different time. So this is the next one I need to read. So I need to catch up on my John Grisham reading, and Kamino Wins will be my next one, and I'm excited for that. Then I have this book. Now this is terrible. This book my mother's friend lent to me, I want to say 7 years ago. And I'm not exaggerating. It was literally 7 years ago. And I've yet to read it, and I don't know why. Because I actually really like Jodi Picoult. I've read a couple of her books, and I've always liked her, and I don't know why. It's just been sitting on my shelf for 7 years. That is so rude. Don't do that ever. I have mentioned it to my mom's friend, oh, I know I'm gonna read it. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. But, it's really rude. So that's the next book I read after I read my John Grisham. I'm gonna read this one. Yeah, terrible. So rude. Then after that, we're gonna read the next John Grisham book that I haven't read, which is Sully. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. It came out, I believe, October 2020 or 2021. I don't remember. He usually has a book come out around October every year. And I haven't read the new one, which I don't own that yet. So once I've read all these books, I'll buy. I'm refusing to buy more books until I've read all these books. This book will be my next book after I catch up on Jodi Picoult and return it to my mom's friend, because that is rude. So that'll be that. Then I'm really excited about this one because, like I mentioned, I love fan fiction. And this is going to be technically a fan fiction of Anne of Green Gables, which is something interesting. Is Anne of Green Gables were like my favorite books when I was a child. I love Anne of Green Gables. I'm very excited about this. It's Anne and Gilbert, and it's like modern. They're in college or something. I don't know. When I saw it and it was Anne of Green Gables and it was fan fiction, and I was like, I have to have it. So I'm really excited to read this one. But I have to read those 4 books before I can read this one. So once I read those, this will be my treat to myself because I love fan fiction. I'm really excited about that. Then I have Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I've heard. I think I've heard about this book on TikTok, and I've heard it's good. I've heard good things, so I'm excited to read it. I think it has a sequel, so once I read all these books, I can purchase the sequel. But yeah, I'm excited to read it. I do like gay stories, and I like romance, and I have a feeling this is going to be fan fiction-esque, so I'm excited for that. So I will read that, and I hear this fan fiction about it too, so if it's really good, and I can read some fan fiction. And then I have the All the Boys I've Loved Before series 3 book. I thought I've read the other 2, and I thought I had read this one, but I don't think I have. I honestly don't remember. It doesn't look red. Like, you can tell that the spine hasn't been broken yet. So I have a feeling I haven't read it. If I have read it, I won't reread it because I don't need to. But I want to say that I haven't read this one yet. And so I'm excited to read that because it's the 3rd in the sequel. Speaking of sequels, this is a book which I think is so Chris Colfer, a big Glee fan, so I read Chris Colfer's books. I read all his originals, which were called, I don't remember what they were called. The Land of Stories series. This is like his 2nd series, and I actually purchased this book September 29th, 2019. So this book has been on my to-read list for a really long time. And I think this is the first one of the 2nd series section that he's going to do. So I think there's 3 books already. So once I read this, I'll get the other 2. I do love his books. I think they're really good. I've read all of his books up to his 3 newest. And I've really enjoyed them. So I'm excited to read this. Which is kind of fan fiction-y. Because it's like fairy tales. So, I love fan fiction. It makes sense that I like his books. Then I have Instructions for Dancing, which I also bought semi-recently, I think. It doesn't look like I have the receipt in here, which I usually keep the receipts when I buy a book. But, I don't know. But I think this was like a book of the month club thing or something, and I wanted to read it. And so I did. I bought it to read. So I'm going to read it. I think this is young adult, which I like young adult, so I'm excited to read it. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this other than I'm excited to read it. Then we have Normal People. Now, I saw the series, and I'm going to be honest, it broke me a little bit. Like, I literally was broken after watching it. I loved it, the series. I literally started it and then literally watched it till the end. I watched all 10 episodes all at once. Like, I didn't stop. I think I stopped watching them like at 5 in the morning. I literally just watched them all. Then I bought the book, and I've been sitting here waiting to read it. Because honestly, the book, the movie, the TV show kind of broke me in 2. So I'm nervous to read the book. I have heard it's not well written. I don't know how true that is. I will read it and let you know if I think it's good, well written or not. I plan on putting these books as I read them on TikTok, like doing like a quick little, oh, I love this book, or I hated this book. So if you are interested to find out what I thought of Normal People, whether it was well written or not, I will post it on TikTok. And my TikTok will be linked in the description in case you don't know. So it broke me in 2. Like, I was literally broken. So I'm a little scared to read this. That's why it's kind of towards the bottom of my list. Because I think I'm going to need some, like, it's taken me some time and I'm not quite ready yet, but we'll do that next. And then I have You Will Get Through This Night, which is Daniel Howell, which I'm a big Dan and Phil fan. And I feel like since this is probably going to break me again, this will put me back together. Because I think this is like kind of self-helpy, depression thing. I don't know. I bought it when it first came out back in like May of this year, I think. I haven't read it yet, obviously. And I will read it, and I put it after Normal People because I knew I was going to need something to put me back together. So I'm excited to read this. This will be the next one I read. Then we have, which I also heard this isn't well written and got to break you a little bit, is My Policeman. Now, I love Harry Styles. Love, 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 love Harry Styles. And he's going to be in the movie. And I love watching reading movies to books or vice versa. I don't care if I see the movie first or read the book. I don't care. I'm going to read the book first for this one. And I'm really excited to read it. Honestly, I'm really excited to read it. However, I've heard it's not well written but we'll find out. I'm going to let you know what I think. And I'm curious about this, and I'm excited for the movie because I love Harry Styles, and I'm excited to see the movie. So this will be good, I think. And then finally, we bring me to the end of my list of books that I need to read. And I want to say, oh yeah, I have the receipt in here. This book is bought so long ago, the receipt's turning yellow. I don't know if you can tell, but that is yellow. Actually, you can see the top of it is yellow. This book I purchased September 30th, 2019. So, this has been sitting on my shelf for a while as well. And I'm going to read this one. This will be the last book that I read. When I put this list of books together, it was like July this year. And I figured once I read all these books, it would be like October, and this would be good for spooky season. But it is now December, and I have to read all these books, and I'd like to read them all before the end of the year, which I can do. I'm a very fast reader. If I put my mind to it and just sit down and read these books, I can do it. I know I can. So I'm going to read this one. Although I might stretch this out and read it next October. So we'll see how I feel about that. I will let myself hold on to this book a little. I've held on to it since 2019. What's another year? We'll see about that. And I think I know this is going to be a sequel to the movie. Hocus Pocus is making a sequel. And I don't know if it's based on this book or not. But it might be okay to push this one back. So this one I might not read right away. But I will read it. Because I have to. I bought it. I don't own books. I don't usually buy books unless I've read them and I know I want to read them again. But for some reason, I have all these books that I need to read. So, that is my to-be-read list. I'd like to get them out before the January 1st. It's currently December 10th. As soon as I finish taping this, I'm going to start reading Andrea Barber. And so that'll be one book down. So it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books to read. 13 books to read, and I have 15 days to Christmas. So 19 days, something like that? No, 20 days, 21? I have plenty of time. I can do it. I just won't read any fan fiction for the next however long it takes me to get to these books. Except for this one. I really think I'm going to wait and read this one next year. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So, yeah, if you're interested in finding out what I thought about these books, I will be posting it on my TikTok. Honestly, I don't know what my TikTok is, so I can't say it, but I can try to find out if it'll let me really quick. I'm really excited for my to-be-read list. I'm probably the most excited for the Anne of Green Gables book. I really am excited for that. I'm also really excited to catch up on my John Grisham reading because, like I said, John Grisham is my favorite author. Here's my cat. I've read all of his books, except for his new 3 ones. You're a very pretty girl. Except for his 3 new ones, and I need to catch up because I love John Grisham, and he deserves to have all his books read. Whether he writes them or a ghostwriter writes them, I've read them all. Yeah, so that's that. Thank you very much for watching. Look at my TikTok if you want to see what I thought about these books. If you don't care what I thought, that's fine. I care what I think, so I will post it on TikTok just for me and myself. So, thank you very much.